Steve, please.
Is he still going? Oh, he's still. No, he's 10. Okay.
No, he's doing the oil thing.
Good morning, everybody.
There's no flavor in nothing, Steve.
He's really good at making fires.
Good morning. We're off to a great start. Welcome to Morning Ritual, the show where we chat TTRPGs and more, and apparently watch a different Twitch channel while in the green room. And now Noir is ready to full-on cancel a German guy.
There's no flavor nowhere.
We're really rooting for the roast with like the steak sandwich that he made earlier looked really good, but there's no seasoning on this chicken.
Maybe he's gonna put it after.
I don't know. Maybe there's after.
The chicken is in the oil right now, and it's frying. And there's no seasoning on the meat or the batter. There's just a weird barbecue sauce he made, and he's about to act like he did it. And you didn't do it this time, Steve. You fucked up, Steve.
Nora's named this person Steve. I'm pretty sure his name's Fabian. Judging by the German on the page, it's fire_kitchen. Might be familiar with their TikToks.
Oh. I'm gonna get back to hosting this show in just a minute. I promise. I just need to see him eat this and act like he did it, cause there's no flavor in this chicken. Oh no, baby.
I don't think it's cooked properly either.
I don't think it is either. Oh, Steve.
Fabian.
We trusted you.
You were the chosen one.
And then you got this weird corn onion barbecue sauce. Steve.
You know how like
just watching Nora's heartbreak in real time here.
You know how like Europeans have American parties? I feel like this is what they imagine American food is like.
Oh, it's dripping, Nick. I mean, you really finna act like you did it. You really finna act like you did it. That's an unfollow, Steve. I wanted to believe you. I don't even have our Twitch chat. He's acting like he did it, and he didn't do it.
I'm a little delayed on the stream, so I'm just seeing him eat it now.
Captions did autocorrect that one a little bit.
Okay, well, let me get back to our chat.
Now he's making something else. Sorry.
I'm done with Steve right now.
We're taking a break.
We're taking a break from Steve. The alpaca cam was good, though. The ASMR channel was not.
All right, so just to bring everybody in with what happened today. While we were getting everything set up, I decided to check out a few Twitch channels that I don't watch, that I haven't seen. The first one that I shared with everybody in the green room was an ASMR channel, and that reaction was hilarious. We might actually have to film a reaction video one day, because that I watched Banana go through it.
That lasted longer than me. I tapped out instantly.
Like
they're stronger than I am.
We went to the channels, just somebody like, no. The second channel that we found today was alpacas 24/7 or something like that, where we just got to watch alpacas. It was sweet. And then the last one was goats. And then the last one we watched was this majestic white guy in the woods just cooking. The first thing we saw him cook was like garlic bread with like this perfectly dripping pork thing, and then like this magical wooden cheese. It was lovely. And
I think we should have known that there was a red flag when like we saw him burn the garlic toast over the fire.
This is true.
Yeah.
He did overcook that garlic toast a little.
Mm-hmm.
He overcooked the shit out of it. But you know, things really took, like, the Fire Nation came when he decided that he wanted to cook chicken, and that broke me out of my spell, because, like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I was full on for this guy. Like me and him, he could have kidnapped me in the woods and I would have been okay with it. But then he decided to try his hand at chicken, and my ancestors woke me up because I saw this man make batter with flour and whiskey and not a nair season in sight. and then he prepared the chicken with no seasoning, and then he put the chicken with no seasoning in the batter with no seasoning, and then he deep fried it in oil with no seasoning. So you tell me what that tasted like.
There was a barbecue sauce component that was onions, barbecue sauce, and corn.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
It was a crime, is what it was.
To his credit, I think he used Sweet Baby Raisin. I'm just happy to see that Sweet Baby Raisin's out here.
I don't think it was. I think it was it was a weird brand. I don't think it was.
Let me have this in my head. Okay. I need that.
Trying to redeem Steve.
I'm trying to save Steve. It tastes like bland machismo. Like that's exactly what I felt like it would have tasted like. But you've all endured 16 minutes of us talking about other channels long enough. Hello, everybody. I'm Noir. I'm one of the hosts of this Twitch channel, or this Twitch show of this Twitch channel.
You're a host on a couple shows. You DM. That's hosting duties.
That is hosting.
I get. You know what? I didn't ask to be corrected, okay? Excuse me. Don't mansplain to me what hosting is, okay?
Actually.
And I can see that you're manspreading right now, and I'm gonna need you to knock it off. All right, save room on that chair for the rest of
No, I'm just bi. I just sit weird on my back.
You know what? I feel like that's true. I feel like bi people sit weird. Is that a stereotype?
It is.
Okay. Knock it off, y'all. It's not hard.
It's a very common one, actually.
Seat, legs in front of you. That's how we sit.
Oh, am I sitting weird right now?
Are you sitting weird?
We sit like grandmas.
I don't know. I have one leg on the chair.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you people?
I also have bad posture in general, so maybe that's why.
I want y'all to know that y'all are putting something real horrible in my head, because every time I see somebody sit weird, I'm just gonna be like, bye.
AJ does not want to either, so thank you for being with us, AJ.
Why do y'all think chairs are designed the way that they're designed? Because everything has been built from a heteronormative perspective, apparently.
Hi, everybody. I'm Anita. I'm the other host of this. And if you couldn't tell by my lights that I changed, hey, I'm bi. There's actually a chair that folks have like designed where you can rearrange the output of it, and you can sit in any position in this chair. There's a Kickstarter for it.
I think I want that chair.
Genius.
And we have back our guest, the one,
Hello.
the only Banana Chair.
The one.
Hi, I'm Banana. I'm a game designer and writer and publisher, and I am here to react to videos.
Honestly, I feel like we should. That'd be some good one. Like, Steve really broke my heart. Like, I'm not gonna talk about Steve all episode. I'm just saying, like, when he was cooking pork loins, fine. When he was cooking roast, great. But as soon as he fucked with chicken,
I'm sorry, I unfollowed. I definitely unfollowed after that.
It hurt my heart. It really did. It hurt my heart to see that.
Listen, he's just giving white people like me a bad name for not seasoning.
I mean,
I have an entire cupboard full of spices. I use all of them.
You know, and that's another reason why I don't understand how white supremacy exists with, like...
How could you colonize most of the world for spices and then just not use them? I
mean, like, I've never, like... I I have said, I want to get some soul food. I have said I want to get some Korean food. I've said I want to get some, Japanese food. I've said I want to get some Chinese food. I've never once said I want to get some white people food. And I don't think anybody ever has. What is white people food?
I'm just like thinking about like an English breakfast. Like that's like chips, right?
Full English breakfast is like sausages, beans, potatoes.
All right,
I like beans.
Fried
I don't like
mushrooms.
I don't like beans. I don't like beans.
You also don't like tomatoes or mushrooms, really.
I don't.
I like tomatoes. I like mushrooms.
First off, tomatoes gotta fucking decide what they are. All right, are they a veggie or are they a fruit?
They're just in between.
I have a secret for you. Nothing is a vegetable.
What the
Broccoli
fuck does that mean?
is a flower. Cauliflower is a flower. Kale is a leaf. Lettuce is a leaf. Nothing is a vegetable. Bell peppers, those are fruit. So are tomatoes.
I can't. Like,
I feel like you're full of shit.
I am not. This is actually a thing. They just.
I feel like you are full of horse shit.
Vegetable is a blanket term for plants that we eat.
I feel like you're full of shit.
My worldview is just like completely changed now. Like I can't. I'm questioning everything I know.
Anita's 3 seconds away from going full woke on us like vegetables are terms that the colonizer used to keep us down.
Listen, I am but a bird working for the bourgeoisie. To keep the proletariat in check here. I am. Yeah. They're not official
Fuck you guys. I'm gonna look this up.
Like,
you guys have made me go to Google.
Name a vegetable.
Wait, okay, so what do I search for? Are vegetables real?
Tomatoes are technically berries. Cucumbers, same.
Botanists say there's no such thing as vegetables. What? What?
It's a thing.
Oh my god. I'm having an existential crisis.
Hold on.
Vegetables aren't real. VeggieTales is a lie.
Okay, so I went to the USDA, which was my first mistake. Here's what they have.
What's the government going to say?
People, vegetables are alive.
The government says a number of foods that are considered fruits by botanists are part of the vegetable group. For example, tomatoes, avocados, eggplants, cucumbers, green peppers, zucchini, butternut squash, and others are classified as fruits by botanists because they are fleshy plant parts surrounding its seed. However, for nutritional and culinary purposes, these foods are considered to be vegetables rather than fruits. The nutritional classification of foods are considered considers not just botany, but a food's nutrient content, use in meals, and taste. Oh no, well, you know the history about how we found our nutritional information. That's really dark.
Wait, so vegetables are like wait, what? So what? So vegetables are a social construct?
Yeah.
What?
Carrots,
what?
Potatoes, tubers.
I can't with this.
So you mean to tell me somebody? You mean to tell me somebody was just like, all right, now that I'm creating genders, I'm gonna follow this up with vegetables.
It only took me 15 minutes to ruin everybody's day, apparently. That's a new record.
Why do our social construct keep coming up with things that suck? Genders, vegetables, what else?
Sexuality.
Fucking, I'm bummed out, man. This is not how I wanted to start the day.
First it was the chicken. Oh no! First it was the ASMR. That was just
The ASMR just started us off wrong. I think
We're putting
watch
Banana
the
through it.
alpacas
Banana's
again
never going to want to talk to us again. Gonna leave us a bad Yelp review. Call several existential crisis. Wow.
I mean, we did skip the dark roast last episode, so let's just get right into it.
Oh yeah, the dark roast.
Oh my god. Vegetables aren't real.
Vegetables aren't real.
But the USDA says they're real, so it's even further proof that it's the government that made it. And do you know how we got our nutritional information?
Yep. Sure do.
Okay, so America has a treaty with the indigenous people that we are supposed to supply them with food and whatnot. So we use those schools that we're discovering are really fucked to find what is the minimum amount of nutritional value required to keep a human being alive. That's how they did it with the indigenous schools. They fed the kids as little as possible to see how long it would take for them to croak and how much nutrition was required to keep a human body alive. And that's how we got all that information. And that's what the USDA is telling us, like, oh yeah, with the information on nutritional values, it's like,
Whoa.
yeah, it's like, fuck, man.
That is so fucked up. Holy shit. Oh my god.
Oh, fuck. Good morning. We're not even 30 minutes in.
Wow.
Coming out strong.
Yep.
Like I said, it only took me 15 minutes to ruin everybody's day. It only took you 20. Welcome in.
So D&D Live.
I
don't even know how to transition to anything.
Yeah, salads. Yeah, the surviving kids recall taking vitamin supplements as well when they tried to dial it in.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's how we got our vitamin information. That's how we got our nutritional information. That's how we got all of that stuff that we know. Actually, that's half of the way that we got it. We also took the Nazi scientists' information that they got during the experiments in the Holocaust. So have fun, everybody. That's your government at work. Your tax dollars have paid Nazi scientists.
Bringing it back to alpacas and Mothman, but
let's all go back to let's just go back to alpacas and go into sleep. I don't.
Wow.
Yep. So D&D Live is happening, everybody. Isn't that fun? You get to see all your favorite celebrities play Dungeons and Dragons.
that was another hard left turn.
I had no idea that most of these celebrities were into D&D. Like Jack Black, like where'd that come from?
You know what? I kind of feel like Jack Black is the kind of dude that you could be like, hey, you want $50 to like play this board game that you probably have no interest in? And he'd be like, fuck yeah. Like Jack Black, I get. The one that threw me off was Tiffany Haddish. That's my reaction. Which is like, I can't wait to see it, kind of. So I mean, I guess if you had to cast the next D&D Live, what celebrity would you want to see?
Oh gosh. That's a loaded question.
That is a loaded question.
Actually, yeah. Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah, Jim Carrey would be good.
Specifically, Riddler Jim Carrey, because we talked about him last time, and I feel like I need a whole game that's just Riddler Jim Carrey, and he acts out all the parts.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. Oh, Jim Carrey, Gilbert Gottfried. That would be a hell of a table right there. That would be a fucking annoying table, real quick. Could you imagine trying to
add
GM
Bobcat Goldthwait in there as well, just to fuck everybody's day up?
Jesus Christ! You know what? I'm adding the nanny. Let's just get all the annoying voices.
Sure, let's do it.
And Harrison Ford, so he can be the grumpy player that doesn't want to be there. So his character just does annoying fucking shit because you can tell that's the kind of person Harrison Ford is. Oh my god, that table would suck so hard.
Oh, you know who would actually be into D&D probably? Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, Ryan Reynolds, Vin Diesel.
Oh yeah.
I'm okay. So I want to say Terry Crews, but that is one problematic individual. Like that is just oof.
Broke my heart.
Like, yeah, it broke my heart too. That big muscly bastard. Ryan Reynolds would be fun to watch. Him with Vin Diesel would be great. Fuck, I'm trying to think of who else I would want to see. I think I'd like to see Chris Evans play Dungeons and Dragons. See Captain America play? That'd be fucking cool.
Oh, Taika Waititi. Okay, so if he I feel like he would play like a great session of PBTA game. Specifically PBTA.
Oh, I
because
agree.
I feel like that's his thing.
Oh god, I just would want him to do his Korg voice all the time. Like,
yeah, right?
could you just say, hey, how's it going? No more as Korg?
He's like been typecast. That's his character for every single session.
That's who you are now. Like, did you guys see the little video that Ryan Reynolds did with Taika Waititi as Deadpool and Korg? I love that.
Korg's first uprising, a 5e one shot.
Holy shit, that would be awesome.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Is it just him running around trying to get enough paper for flyers?
Yes! Yes!
Well, it's his first. Oh yeah, so he would have to fail. I love that. It's only a matter of time before like Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro get together with Marvel, and they put together a Marvel one shot with the actors playing in character. I think that'd be lit.
I mean, isn't the Marvel 616 game coming out fairly soon too?
True.
Oh yeah. So is it 616 dice or is it?
No, the 616 universe is the canon universe for the Marvel comics.
So 616 dice. Okay.
Nope. The Marvel comic universe is universe 616, and the MCU is universe 1999999.
I got really distracted by the cat for a second. I was just like...
She's very sweet.
That makes sense. Okay.
Loki is the Avengers DM. Ooh, that would be good.
Oh.
What do you think each Avenger would play as a character? I like the Tumblr post where it's like the Avengers D&D campaign is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that is hilarious. That is hilarious. Okay, I've got a question because and this goes out to my femme individuals. Because I was on a Zoom call with mainly femmes, and we were talking about Loki. I didn't know this, so this is something that I learned in this Zoom call. But apparently, there's a thing going around the internet about the fact that Tom Hiddleston apparently got a excuse my French, a big old peen. Like, is this known by everybody, or is this just?
I don't know.
It might be a Tumblr thing.
Okay, I was just like, because like it was brought up and like everybody was just like, yes, we know. And I'm like, how?
Does he have like an OnlyFans account or something?
Could you imagine Loki having an OnlyFans account?
He would though.
I mean, with the illusion magic, it's just like him posing and then another him pointing at it, like.
I mean, definitely.
Yeah, that does sound like some Tumblr fandom thing.
Okay, well, I don't understand fandoms. It's very weird.
I was never on Tumblr, so I have no more shoddy to the internet.
Are people looking this up right now?
I think they're looking it up. What have I done?
Be sure to search in incognito mode.
The website should be called Only Subjects.
He'd like to show you his glorious purpose.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, it's so good.
Only
horns.
I love how we went from Mothman's booty last episode to Loki's peener this one.
On the next episode of Cake.
The Cake Corner.
The Cake Corner is its own podcast we need to start, apparently. Rating Cryptid Cake. The Cryptid Cake Corner. Nope.
I can feel the Google searches happening.
I can like hear the clickety clackety of like keyboards simultaneously.
Yeah, I was never on Tumblr either, until I was, but I just use it for writing sad bullet posts. So I think I'm Tumblring wrong.
Wait,
no, you're tumbling about exactly the way you should Tumblr. There's no wrong way to Tumblr.
Tumblr's still around. They just don't allow horny stuff anymore. So everybody like apparently fled.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So for some strange reason, I thought that Tumblr got like not shut down, but just
they just bought.
Oh.
They got bought by Yahoo. Yahoo was like, no more horny, and then everybody was just
and
like,
they started taking down like
bye.
everybody's posts for. They started flagging literally everyone's posts for nudity, despite the fact that like 99.9% of them weren't like XXX accounts or nude accounts.
Yeah.
Like they they used an AI to determine what was porn and what wasn't, and it did not go well for them. Basically anything that had flesh tone got flagged as porn.
And like this
what?
is
like some of the mushroom pictures got flagged as porn.
Just like a mushroom account, like
yeah, and then the
like
bots were worse than ever.
Look, y'all have seen how some of those mushrooms are shaped.
Listen, it's suggestive. It's true.
OnlyFans is gonna be going mainstream pretty soon too, and doing the same thing.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So.
Oh wow.
The internet is getting soft. Where's all the horny supposed to go? OnlyFans was built on horny.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's a whole rant. So, have there been any new developments on your side of things? Any new projects? Any new shows? What you got going on, Banana?
I did not prepare for this.
You prepared to talk about cake for a while, though.
I was prepared to talk about that, and I was also not prepared to talk about Chuck E. Cheese stuff because that's Austin's expertise.
That's true.
So I was just like, I'm just not gonna even touch on Chuck E. Cheese. I have been there 3 times in my life, probably. But I was gonna be like, okay, I'll just like talk about some funny things that have happened in my life. Like that one time I met Billy Idol at an insurance convention. And that was all I could think of, really.
Okay, did Billy Idol suck? Because I feel like Billy Idol sucks.
It was weird. So like, okay, so this insurance convention that I go to, it's for my day job. Every year I go to help out because they sponsor, I don't know, it's some weird thing. And every year they always have a celebrity, and that determines like who's going to do insurance commercials for like the next year or whatever. So like for one year we had Salt and Pepper there, and the following year they were doing Geico commercials. So it's just like this weird thing where like this is normal, I guess. This is our world. And so that year, Billy Idol was the special guest performer or whatever. And so after that, I'm assuming that he was supposed to do commercials, but then that never happened because of the pandemic, I guess.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Like, I just love the idea that somebody decided to book an insurance convention and thought, Billy Idol.
It was weird. It was really weird. Like the entire
that's
thing.
the one.
It was in Vegas too, so it was like triple weird. Like all of it was just like I think
Vegas is one of those places
Yeah.
that's just like a liminal space as a whole.
Yeah. I love the aesthetic.
I've never been to Vegas, but I want to go. But like, I know myself. I'm a chump, and what I mean by that is like, I would go in just all like, okay, Vegas is just the city. I don't gamble, but I do love free buffets. So like, I'm gonna go to some of these casinos and get some free food, right? And I can tell you with 100% certainty that I'd get swept up in the what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, and like I might shoot somebody. Like full on, like if I hear it too many times, like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Let's get crazy, baby. Like I know, like maybe the first 4 or 5 times I'm like, no, man, I'm gonna just be chill. But the 6th or 7th time, I'm snorting coke, I'm punching people, and like I'm shooting people, and I'm trying to reenact the hangover. Like
Yeah. Vegas is pretty weird.
It's the one rule of Vegas is don't accept any cards from people on the strip unless you want porn cards or cards for escorts.
Yeah.
They just got people handing out cards.
So I know that I would get swept up in I'd wake up at like 4 a.m. and I'd have a card. I'm like, well, let's go on an eviction. I'm an idiot. I know this about myself. So that's why I'm not going to Vegas. Look, I can be honest with myself.
You wake up with like a pile of cards. You're like on a mountain of cards, and you're just like, oh, where did all these come from? They're all just like cards.
I actually have friends that like if they go to Vegas, they do like they collect as many of the cards as they can. What are you doing?
I got
watching the cat behind me, just like.
Well, you look okay. Look, let's keep it a buck. Me and Anita, we have tons of video dates, and we every time the cat gets on the fucking couch, they're preparing to jump on you, and you act like you don't know that's about to happen.
No, he's actually gonna try and jump to the top of the bookshelf that's on here. That's just off screen.
Right.
He can't make it, but he thinks he can.
And then once he fails, he's gonna get right up there, perch just like that, and then he's going to jump on it. Oh my god! Every single time.
I tap Sapphire. You take 3 damage. Jesus Christ. Hi.
Projects.
Yeah. What you working on in the TTRPG sphere right now? I mean, you've got.
You know, like, you're back for the second time. You're officially a third host.
I remember now. So Austin and I and Amanda Call, we are working on a tabletop role-playing game in a coloring book. It's a horror game.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Did we talk about this last time? I don't remember now.
A little bit. Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, it's called Tabos Academy. We're working on this thing together. It's really exciting. It's probably going to go into Kickstarter in September if things go well. So I'm excited for that.
And this, if I remember asking last time, this isn't your first Kickstarter either, is it?
It is technically my 6th. The previous ones I've always been like co-publisher, co-creator, whatever. This is probably going to be my 2nd, like just our publisher publishing. So yeah.
So how is the Kickstarter process? Like from beginning to end, like is that difficult, or is that just something like you've kind of got the feel for now? So it's like,
I mean, like it still feels like you're just swimming away from sharks, kind of. If the sharks were backers, that's probably a bad analogy. Actually, you know what? I can't think of a better analogy, so let's just say it's that. Yeah, all of it is that.
Like I never. So I'm very curious as to how Kickstarter functions because I don't know. So like if I were to like say like I've got an idea for like a I don't know TTRPG where you just kick Nazis in the dick, right? And my goal is $250 and it doesn't make it. Like what happens? Like let's say I only got $20. Like do you know what happens?
I do.
So if you don't make it, then you don't get the money.
Okay.
So nothing happens, basically nothing happens, and you just like, spent 15 to 30 days doing the thing.
Now let's say
it stays on Kickstarter forever.
Now let's say like I have this Nazi dick kicking game and people are like, I love kicking Nazis in the dick, and it's just like $300 million. Like what happens then? Like what's the like I'm guessing what like the question is what's the Critical Role situation? How does Kickstarter work with that?
It's equally as bad. so no, I don't want to say like no matter what happens, it's bad.
It kind of feels like that way because like
so say you have, and it depends, right? So like if you have a board game, usually backers for board games are less lenient than backers for role-playing games or TTRPGs, mostly because, and I think there's like a few different factors, but the factors that I've noticed is that it's because with board games, the expectations for them to be like a consumer product are much higher than versus if it's like from an indie sort of publisher or something like that, right? So if it's like an indie publisher, people are just like, oh, they're an indie publisher, it's whatever, we're fine with that. There's like this understanding that's sort of built into the community versus if it's like a board game community, it's sort of like, where's my thing? It's been 2 months or something like that. I don't know. So it's very different.
I backed up Kickstarter for a movie 2018, so going on like 3 years ago now. I think they just started pre-production. It was the last update that I got.
2018 was 3 years ago.
Just that fast. It's just like, oh my god. It feels like we skipped a year.
I know, right? Can you believe that 2020 was almost a year ago at this point?
I think we're still in 2020. It's like perpetual 2020.
It's just...
We're not in 2021. We're in 2020 part 2. This time it's personal.
2022 Electric Boogaloo.
I'm scared of 2022. Like,
oh god, yeah.
The sequel nobody asked for.
Yeah, the reason that I asked that though is because like I'm looking at the Critical Role Kickstarter, and critters usually fall in line, and like there is literally nothing that the Critical Role team could do to like piss off their people, but cancel the K. But like I'm starting to hear people getting a little frustrated with the cartoon, and it's just like, damn.
I mean, there was a
Kickstarter brings out the worst in motherfuckers sometimes.
Yeah,
there was a whole perennial flower in the middle of the production schedule, so like your animators couldn't meet, and
I don't think people give a fuck.
Yeah,
not generally.
They really don't. Yeah, I think it's like really hard if you're like making a physical product. So I know more about like making physical products versus like, movies or TV or whatever. Like that is like a whole other community that I have no understanding of. Not that they're like, bad or anything. It's just I don't have any frame of reference or anything. Yeah. But like with like I think that the pre-work that you do to getting your Kickstarter launched is important, and then the actual Kickstarter is like when the anxiety happens. Like once you press launch, it's just like all these people are going to ask you a bunch of questions. Okay, you could try to answer them as best to your ability, and then after that it's like, oh, now we have this whole post section where it's like, I have to fulfill this thing. But on top of that, I also have to manage like all these people getting mad at me for, I don't know, whatever reason. And yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I know that there are companies that exist solely to help people through the Kickstarter process.
Yes.
And there's a lot of scams that are designed to help people through the Kickstarter process.
Yeah, like I started looking these guys up, and they're like, "We'll do your intro video for you. We'll like, you know, help with this and that." And I'm just like, is this process so arduous that companies can exist just by helping people through the Kickstarter process?
I think initially when Kickstarter was a thing, like when it first started, it wasn't like this big thing where it's like, you know, we have to make it look professional. We have to do like all this other stuff. It's just like, oh, I just want to make a thing. Like, here's my Kickstarter. Now it's like everyone has to have a professional looking page with like, you know, all these graphics, and like, you know, you have to think about your marketing, and you have to think about like, you know, all this other stuff. Whereas like before it was just, you know, whatever. Or at least I've seen like, you know, things grow, and you know how, and this is probably just from my experience, just like how things have changed and everything with Kickstarter. It's become very different from what I remember.
It's almost like ironic how Kickstarter started as a way to start a business, but became almost like businesses within businesses.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly it.
It's like it's its own industry.
Yeah.
When it was meant to like kickstart people's industries.
Well, and like I have talked to a few people that have done Kickstarters, and like I have seen people go to Kickstarter with like a fully complete game project, everything ready to go. They just need the money to reproduce it and ship it out. And I've also seen people go to Kickstarter with a concept.
Mm-hmm.
Game's not fully fleshed out, it's not fully done. It needs, and they still need money to reproduce and to ship it out. Mm-hmm. I guess my question is, you know, what's your standard practice? Do you only go to the Kickstarter once you have everything done and ready to go, or have you ever come to Kickstarter with a concept?
So I usually go for the having like everything done, right? So making sure that everything is done, making sure that, or at least most of the stuff is done before I go to Kickstarter. Just because based on, you know, it's not just the audience at this point, it's also like, you know, the matter of the funds, right? So like, if I could do this by myself without the funds, can I do it? That's the question that I ask myself before starting a Kickstarter. If it's preferable, if I did it with, you know, Kickstarter, if I had the funds, if I could like, you know, pay more people, more payment or whatever, like if we had roses built into our like, you know, stretch goals or something like that. Roses are just like, you know, adding more money to, you know, giving them to like the people that are under the project, basically. So like say for example you hit like 5,000, and that's like one of the stretch goals for roses. That's when you give everyone on the project team like $50 extra on top of what their initial payment is. So there's like that ability for you to do that through Kickstarter versus like if you were to do it yourself. Okay, I'll pay everyone like, you know, this minimum amount, and you know, off we go. We're just gonna do it. If you do it through Kickstarter, it's also, I'm not going to say it's like a marketing tool, but a lot of people use it as a marketing tool. I'm not supposed to say that. But anyway, it's like one of those things where it's just like you would make more money if you were to, or you would have the potential to pay everyone a larger amount if you were to go to Kickstarter versus if you just like, you know, did it yourself. Ideally, you should have everything ready to go so that when you hit launch, your audience, they'll be able to see like, you know, oh, what is this thing? What is this game? Like, what am I going to expect? Versus if you're going to be like, here's a concept, this is what I want to make, but not have anything to back it up. It sort of like makes people a little like less, they would hesitate to back it because they're just like, I don't see like, you know, what I'm going to be investing my money in.
Okay. No, that makes a whole lot of sense. My next question is like, I feel like, especially with the board game and gaming community, one of the biggest and I think one of the most unappreciated aspects of it is the art. I feel like the art drives a lot of these games, and I kind of want to discuss that portion of project creation, which is, at what point do you decide, okay, I've got enough of the game built, we need to go find an artist? Does that happen before the Kickstarter, after the Kickstarter, and like, how do you usually navigate that? Because I have had wonderful experiences with commissions, and a lot of the artists in our communities are wonderful people, and I feel like they kind of don't get brought up in the, like, they get brought up for like, I've got a character and they drew my character, that's awesome, but like, in terms of making them like an art director on a game that you're designing, like, how do you navigate that?
So it's a little bit of both, right? So for the Kickstarter page, the first thing that people see are images, right? Everything is visual, everything is like, thrown in there. And that's what people are attracted to. Like when you see that art, you're just like, oh, this looks so cool. Like I want to back this. And then, usually later on down the line, they'll be like, okay, I should read what this thing is as well. But first of all, it's like the cool GIFs or GIFs and the cool artwork that I'm seeing. And so artists are really important in that aspect because they make your Kickstarter look really good and really impressive. Ideally, you want to have your artist tagged in before the Kickstarter launches so that they can like create the artwork, create the cover for the like the little banner thing. So like before a Kickstarter launches, usually you want to have about like a month in advance before you hit the launch button. So that way you can collect up your followers, your follower base. So the following page is usually like this banner. It's got like the artwork for the cover or something like that. And you click follow and you want to like build up that following. Once you hit follow, then you know that you're going to get the notification in your email when the project launches. So that's how most people get their first day funding. It's not because oh, this project's popular for because people have been talking about it or whatever. No, it's because they've clicked that follow button and now they're getting notifications in their emails.
Yeah, as soon as it goes live, they're ready to go. Right,
exactly. And so there's that. And I think you're right. Like, I think that you're really right when saying that artists are really underappreciated because they carry a lot of that weight with them when they're like doing the artwork. Like Kickstarters, yes, you want your rules to be clear. Yes, you want the game to be good. But at the same time, the first impression of a game is usually through the artwork, and they should definitely get credited a lot more.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, like, I've talked to enough designers and people doing Kickstarters where it's like the first thing that they talk to you about is like, if this is the artist we've got on board and they've worked on this, then they worked on that, and they've worked on this. And it's just like, it feels like a dirty secret that like the artists are the secret weapon to these Kickstarters. And it's like, nobody kind of says it out loud. And, and so it's just like, shit, like it feels like half of the key to having an amazing Kickstarter is to have an artist who has a unique yet consistent style. And there are handfuls of these artists that people keep going to that are like the driving force of these projects, but I can't name them. And I feel like that's kind of the fucked up part, where it's just like if you talk to marketing directors, they can name them like this, like, oh yeah, you got to go to this guy, or you got to go to this girl, or you got to go to this person, and it's just like, fuck, like why don't they have more of a name,
Yeah, I think that, so as an example, like for Jansha, we had Kwanchai Moria do the artwork, and the reason, like, I think that one of the reasons why that the project funded so well was because Kwanchai did the art. And Kwanchai is actually like he's one of those people that has been around in the board gaming industry for a long time in terms of like doing artwork. So he is the go-to person. He's done other things like Dinosaur Island or several other pieces. But usually when you see a cover like that, that's like that visual and that like that it's like realistic, but it's very stylistic as well.
Yeah.
Like that is Quanchai's art. And it's very so obvious. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, the art for Junction is so good. So freaking good.
It's funny because we had like a meeting with him. We were just like, this is what we're thinking of. Like we had to sort of convince him to do it because he doesn't take like a lot of commissions lately, just because like, he's been busy, but also because he is flooded with like commissions all the time. Like, random people are just like, hey, can you do our thing for us? Once you find out who it is, then they're just like, flooded with invites to do things. But he's definitely like one of those people that should have like more of a following or like, is recognized more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jace has a very good point in chat is that there's this intersectionality of the artists following and then the writers following coming together for the Kickstarter to help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, there's so many pieces. Like the more I learn about all this stuff, the more I realize there are so many pieces that are so incredibly important to the process other than the ones that I know. Like, because it's easy to like we all kind of know game designers in this hobby. Like we're like, they're a big deal. Like, and like, I'm starting to appreciate the people behind the scenes. Graphic designers are another like huge part. And the marriage of the writing, the marketing, the graphic design, and the art, if making a game was Captain Planet, I feel like those are at least 4 of the ranks right there. It's just like I really appreciate that. And also doing layouts is fucking insanely difficult. So I don't know how y'all do any of that shit, but it's beyond me.
I cry a lot when I'm doing layout. I hate doing layout. It's my least favorite thing to do as a graphic designer. There's a lot of crying involved. That's the secret. Tears.
So I guess that'll lead me to this question. What's your favorite part and least favorite part from conceptualizing a game to putting it in the hands of players?
I think the beginning, when it's like, you have an idea, this is great, we're gonna put this thing into into a Google Doc, we have this all planned, we're gonna do development. It's like that rush of like, your first love, and then you've been with this project for quite some time, and people start tearing it apart. I mean, not tearing it apart in a bad way, but just like, I think like the Kickstarter part, like building it. I love making things, right? So like I love, putting things together. I love, getting things checked off of my checklist. Building out the Kickstarter is really fun. I like making the videos for the Kickstarter. I'm like also, privileged in that sense because like I know how to make videos. So like, doing all of that is great. And then, seeing how people react is like my least favorite part because I'm just like, please like this, like, please don't.
Don't back this for $1 then complain. Please don't back this for $1 to complain.
Yeah, exactly. Like
wait, time out. What?
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Backing for $1 to complain?
Don't back for $1 so they can get access to the comments section.
Mm-hmm.
And then bitch about the project. It happened with Into the Motherlands.
Mm-hmm. People are petty like that.
My brain doesn't compute. Like, my poorness is going, that's a McChicken. Like, you passed up a McChicken to yell at people?
And then, yeah, they'll cancel the pledge.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a dick move.
Yeah.
And it looks bad too, like, because when you're looking through, and like social managers, or community managers, social managers, they do, like, they're incredible because they deal with this kind of stuff every day, right? And they somehow are like trained to just like be like cool with all of this. I mean, I'm sure they're not, but like they're just, you know, they're so incredible that they can like deal with all of this. And so like when you look at the Kickstarter, sometimes you see like this person has canceled their pledge, you can't see the comment or something like that. Like that's the only thing that you see. That looks really bad for a Kickstarter because they just canceled the pledge. Like that's the only thing that you see. And I don't know, it's just
so upset.
Yeah, people will pay money so that they can bitch at people. But yeah, with the Into the Motherlands thing, if they were a person pledged like probably $1 to tell them that they were racist against white people, you know, like you do.
I'm so fucking mad. It's a big chicken. It's so fucking stupid. Here's $1. Now let me tell you why I hate you. Now give me my $1 back. You could at least let me keep the $1, fam.
You know, it'd be a really good Kickstarter if someone just like made a Kickstarter and was like, just throw out all your mean comments. Just pay me like this amount, say all the mean comments you want, and just let me keep the money. Like,
I'll publish your mean comments into a book.
Yeah, exactly. Like something like that.
The Haters Digest.
Yeah.
It's just the internet's most divisive people all get together to create a Kickstarter where the product is you get to hate on us, but you have to leave the money. So it'd be who would I put in that would really just rile people up? We'd have to put in like half of the Into the Motherlands team because them existing pisses people off. Let's put in Anita Sarkeesian because that'll really get them going. Who else? I love you, Diana, but Super Dylan, you're going in there. We'll make sure any BIPOC basically. Yep. And we'll make sure they never reach Marisha Ray. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh.
And it's just them standing there being happy. Like, you know what? We're just gonna film them at Disney being happy, and we're just gonna play it on loop on Kickstarter.
Hopefully they never read the comments. Like,
we can never let them read the comments. Yeah. Let's pay for them all to go to Disney and just have a great day, and we'll film it, and then we'll put it on Kickstarter, and then we just make money from the haters.
Yeah.
The Haters Digest. You know, it's just going to be just a fucking monthly magazine where we just take people that they hate and give them a great day. And we just post it. And then we just take all the comments and you just see how mad white boys can get. Why do I love this idea?
Yeah, that's not a bad way to make money. Like, if you wanted stable income, I feel like this is a pretty decent idea.
I mean, isn't that just the business model of Reddit?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Did we just reinvent Reddit on Kickstarter? Kickstart Reddit.
And here we have Diana in a cat cafe just having a great day. Drinking coffee and playing with kittens. Well, let me tell you what I figured. Profile in the bio. And we just put it in a magazine so people can see the hate.
Yep. And then they can be published too. I mean, it's a win-win.
I know, right? So we can just like... So you can see what they have to deal with. So speaking of Reddit, there is a subreddit called Creepy DMs. It is basically just a bunch of femme people on Reddit, and they're just like, here are the DMs we get. Or it's people like on Twitter, but they go to the Reddit and they're like, here are some of the DMs we get. And holy shit. First off, why can't these guys spell could? It's always CUD.
Good. Wait, is that what cows chew?
I don't know, but it's pretty fucked up. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I spent a little bit too much time in that subreddit just reading these things, and it's bad. It's bad.
I think I've filtered out most of my stuff pretty well that I don't get DMs anymore.
Yeah.
But now that I've said it, I have to knock on wood just to make sure.
Yeah, Creepy PMs has 715,000 members.
Wow.
My least favorite thing is like, because I do have my DMs open on Twitter, but I know that it's gonna be a bad time when someone just slides into your DMs and just says hi. I will not answer if you just say hi in my DMs. If I don't know you.
Yeah.
Like, tell me what you want, tell me what you're talking about, and then we'll go from there. But if you just slide in my DMs with hi, no, just leave. And just go somewhere else.
And it's like a lot of anxiety too, because you're just like,
so much anxiety.
Should I answer? Is this person someone I know? Like, what do I say? Like, and maybe it's a person I don't know. Then
I click on the profile and I see if we have any mutuals, and then
yeah.
I'm like, oh, new account, just opened up, just started Twitter, follows a whole bunch of femme creators. Yeah, I'm not gonna respond to this.
Yeah, it's so much work.
I made the mistake just now of looking at what the all-time high post on Creepy PMs, and now I just want to take a shower.
Yeah.
Not great. Oh God, I hate humanity so much. Like, I'm remembering the vegetable thing on top of that, and like my life has been ruined today.
Ready to ruin days today. Between that and I think we like I said, I think we started off bad with the ASMR. Moving on to the unseasoned chicken, vegetables not being real.
Steve.
I still think we could. I don't know. I have hope for Steve.
You know what? He can't touch chicken again. He can't. Like, if I see a chicken in Steve's hand, I'm gonna slap the shit out of him. What did we say? No. I can't make a beef Wellington. So I'm gonna be surprised and pleasantly so when he makes a beef Wellington. But I can make chicken, and no, Steve, we don't do that. Not in this force.
Yeah.
Always worried about being noticed because of DMs, because I want to be noticed. I just don't want to be noticed like that. It's very easy to not be a creep. You just don't be a creep. Just don't be a creep.
I mean, I've gotten some pretty bad DMs as well. Because but they're all always the same, and I'm starting to think like, oh, these are Russian bots. Like, I'm really starting to think that these are Russian bots, because I have literally gotten the want to collaborate with the noose like 4 or 5 times now. It'll be a picture of a noose, and under it says want to collab, and I'm like, okay, the first time it was like kind of funny, but now it's not even a little bit funny. It's just annoying. Be original. But I'm like, I'm getting the same message from these different user accounts that are all like Jake 0049844444, and I'm like, bots.
Yeah,
Russian bots. And like there have been like people on TikTok that are trying to incite shit. That people are like, wait a second.
You're doing a good job hiding English. Yeah, you're doing a good job hiding the English
without a Russian accent very well. We're starting to hear that Russian accent come out, and like you can kind of see that the backgrounds are all staged and shit. We really are kind of under attack. Like
that one that you're referring to, someone actually like tagged them in a video and like started speaking Russian at them. They locked their account.
Yeah.
What?
Let's see. The other story that's going around is this family started to realize that their daughter was spreading Nazi propaganda.
That one,
like she was doing YouTube videos with Nazi propaganda. And so they hired a private eye to see, like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Like, why is our little girl doing Nazi shit? And the private eye investigated her for a bit and then found out that she's actually getting this stuff from her boyfriend. Like, the boyfriend is giving her scripts word for word. And then she's going on YouTube and making these videos following the scripts that her boyfriend gave her. So then the private investigator starts to follow up with the boyfriend. And what he finds out is that the 17-year-old boyfriend that the girl had is actually a 30-something Russian guy who is doing this to like 15 other girls.
No.
Simultaneously. And like passing like the same scripts and running like AIs to have
and like for some reason, like when they want to do voice chat or when they want to do video chats, the camera's always mysteriously broken.
Yeah. So yeah, we got a lot of weird shit going on.
This is so dystopian.
Yeah,
like
really is.
I mean, it's been dystopian for a while, but this is just wow. Okay.
I love the oof in chat.
There's a big old oof.
I'll see if I can find the videos to link it for y'all, but like when they say there's a disinformation campaign going on, it's just it's very interesting to hear it versus to kind of starting to see it in social media.
Actually see the evidence of these things that are happening. It's wild.
Wow. Yeah.
But you know, I think my dumb optimistic self kind of sees it like this. If that's the way, if that's what's out there, if that's what's causing all this, then it means that things aren't as bad as it seems. If the person that's sending me a noose like once every week is a bot, to me that means it's not a person. So that's good. So I can take horrific DMs as long as I know there's not a person behind. I mean, there's a person behind it, but there's not a person behind it. The person behind it doesn't care if like I'm hung or not. They care if I'm mad at somebody because of it, and I refuse to be mad at people because of it. It's because it's just like that's what they want. That's not what I'm about to give them. I'ma just keep making stupid tweets about Disney villain songs.
You're definitely the better person and a real person.
Well, I mean, I get some bad ones, but I noticed that femme people, especially femme Black women, get it a lot worse, and that sucks. Like I almost wish I could get it more so they could get it less, because it's just
some of the things that Brie gets is just nightmarish.
Yeah, it's bad. It's real bad. So, oof.
Do we want to take like a quick 10-minute break and then come back with? We started with the dark roast story. We started with the dark roast like right off the bat. Do we want to do after a break? We'll do a that guy story, then we'll delve into some lighter topics.
No, we go into the even darker roast.
Oh my god.
The darkest roast.
My camera shook because of that. I'm just like, what's the next depressing thing we're gonna tackle?
the darkest roast.
The void roast. All right,
So let's talk about the Palestinian crisis.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Oh no.
All right, we're gonna take a quick 10-minute break. We're gonna get water to hydrate. We're gonna do bio breaks. You all should do the same. We will be right back. See you
Bye.
soon.
Vegetables aren't real.
Hello.
They are plants. Oh my god.
Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
Oh, wow.
I'm just
We're
catching
looking
up
at
on
chat.
chat. I just hit the vegetables are plants, and I'm just like, that's brilliant, but also fuck you.
I mean, the person that's telling you that is literally salad.
I just saw that. Oh. Oh, okay. Zuckerberg's
Zuckerberg's a zucchini. Have you ever seen Mark Zuckerberg and a zucchini in the same place at the same time?
Yeah, that also explains why he's a bit of a dick. Anyway,
They also have the
Hey,
same first three letters.
hey everybody, we're glad to be back. Welcome to the second half of Morning Ritual. This usually the second half is the dark roast, but we kind of delved into that already. So this is about to be a nonsensical part of the show. We don't know what we're going to talk about. It's just going to go off the rails.
As opposed to any other time we host a show?
You know what? You have to deflate me. Is that what you do?
No, I'll lift you up. Babe.
No, it's fine. No, go ahead. Yep, go ahead. I was trying to do a professional intro for the second half. I had a segue in mind, but you know what this is? We're gonna have a fight. Let's have a fight then. You know what? The second half of this episode is a domestic dispute. I'm just kidding. I love you.
That is just like ducks out of frame. Done.
You ever hang out with like two friends that are dating and then like they get into it too real and it's just like,
oh, look at the time. I need to use the bathroom and check on my cat that I don't have.
Like that happened to me once. Like two friends really were getting into it, and then they did that really shitty thing, and like I saw it happening as it was happening.
Oh, no.
Like, isn't that fucked up? I was like, and you have to understand, they're both my friends. It's not like my friend is dating another person. So there's not an easy side to choose here. So I'm just like, I'm gonna cry. Like, that's literally what I told.
You know, if you close your eyes and pretend to fall asleep, they'll stop talking to you.
We were at a Denny's.
Was it 2 a.m.?
I was really hungry. I was mid-bite of my country fried steak when they asked me. Oh my.
Just keep stuffing your mouth with food and then they will never be able to ask because you can't answer.
Just choke to death. That's the only solution. It's just, either y'all stop fighting to give me the Heimlich or you both lose a friend tonight. But knowing them, they would have been like giving me the Heimlich and arguing.
Oh.
See, this is all your fault.
You're not even doing the Heimlich right. You gotta pump up, not back. Oh yes, nothing better than watching your friends in a relationship that's crashing and burning. Anyway,
is this a sensical part, or is this still a dark roast?
I was about to be like, this is how we're getting out of the dark roast.
I blame that ASMR video.
Yeah, it sent us on the wrong path. Oh, now that I think about it, they got divorced. I shouldn't be laughing at that, but it was the first time I watched the divorce happen.
In real time.
In real time, it was just
At
like,
Denny's.
damn it. y'all not finna make it. And this fucking country fried steak is fire. Like, I remember having that.
Just take the plate with you and go to a different room. Sit with another table.
Just go to another booth. Hey, I'm in the market for 2 new best friends.
Hi, you're my parents now.
Oh my god, you're right. I'm not friends with either of them anymore. Shit. Damn. They both lost me in a divorce.
Life comes at you fast.
I'm a foster friend. They put me in the system.
Oh my god.
Well, you found us, and you're here now, so let's
They're
move
making
along.
me take sides, so I choose potato salad. You know what? That's a fun question to ask, even though it's an uncomfortable one. So I'm gonna ask it. What's the most awkward moment you've ever been in with like with friends that are dating?
Their wedding.
Oh, okay. That sounds like there's a story behind that.
Oh god. So they got divorced like within 2 or 3 months after the wedding.
Oh my god.
It was not good.
Well, that was a tight turnaround.
Yeah, it was.
They speed ran their marriage.
I mean, good for them. They made it efficient. Yeah, and it was an awkward wedding too, because it was just like everything had to be perfect for the groom side of the family, because they wanted everything to be like, you know, traditional wedding, and everyone had to like spend hundreds of dollars on bridesmaids dresses and I don't know, whatever else you put in a regular wedding. And it was just like really awkward.
Divorce any percent achievement unlocked.
Like I have only been to one wedding, and it wasn't my friend's wedding because I missed that because I'm a terrible human being. I don't like weddings. It's weird. I'm only with the one, and woof.
Can I tell you about a really good wedding that I went to though?
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so this wedding was ridiculous. It was in Texas somewhere, and so they didn't have a flower child, so I offered to be the flower child. And because it was Texas, we were like, let's all get cowboy hats, and you were going to toss flower petals out of the cowboy hat. So that's what I did for the wedding. And then somewhere in between, I think the bride side of the family, her brother had been carrying like a sword with him because his like their great grandfather or something fought in some war, and this was like I don't know, he just had a sword with him, I don't know, and he was just like doing stuff with it, and just like we were playing around because we were like LARPing, whatever, and so we got knighted that night, and then we convinced him to cut the cake with the sword, which was kind of cool. But then we were thinking, oh wait, what if that sword, like, I don't know, stabbed people and stuff? So that's kind of gross. And I
just got a little extra seasoning on the cake. That's all.
Yeah, totally normal. And then I think in between somewhere, we also tried to convince one of the bridesmaids guests convinced like a LARP group to come to the wedding, and then there was like this little scuffle. It was great, but like they ended up not going, and yeah, it was hilarious.
Okay, so now I guess my question is, what is your dream wedding? And I got mine. This is the only wedding that's acceptable. So here we go. First off, we have to be on a pirate ship that is fighting a kraken whilst there is a vortex in the sea, right? And then there are undead pirates that are like coming out to kill everybody. Like everybody at the wedding has to have a sword, and they all have to fight for their life. These zombie pirates will kill you, right? So like, don't come to my wedding if you're not about that action. Next, like in the middle of sword fighting, we've got to have a legendary pirate captain, and he's got to be like, do you? And like in the middle of sword fighting, I'm like, yeah. And then he looks at the bride and he's like, do you? And she's like, yeah. It's like, you may not kiss the bride. And like after we cut the people that were fighting's head off. We kiss real quick, and then we go right back to it. Somebody's got to take out the Kraken. So the Kraken comes up, and I'm like, I got this. And then I jump and fight the Kraken, and it brings me down, and it brings our ship down. Everybody's adrift. The vortex is splitting, but there's another ship that comes and grabs everybody, and everyone's like, oh man, Noir is dead. And then you see the Kraken pop up, and then it dies, and you just see me standing on it like I'm a husband. And that's the only wedding that is acceptable.
So 2 things. First of all, I love that Anita is like writing everything down. Second of all, where's the cake coming? Because every wedding has got to have a cake, right?
You know what? Okay, I got it, right? So like I'm trapped on the Kraken and there's still a vortex. So like everybody's like, how are we gonna get them? And then you hear, oh, oh, and like a fucking giant eagle comes, and in one hand, in one talon, it grabs me, and on the other talon, cake.
Yes. Love it.
That's the only wedding.
Okay, so zombie pirate themed wedding, fighting Kraken in a whirlpool on a pirate ship. Giant eagle brings the cake. Okay, cool.
Have you ever seen that reality TV show, Don't Tell the Bride?
No, but I love the name of it, so let's go.
So, okay, the UK has some really weird reality TV shows. This one specifically is where one of the spousal party has to plan the entire wedding, do all the stuff, and don't tell the other person. And then when the wedding happens, the other spouse just like has to deal with it.
That sounds like a divorce speedrun, any percent.
Surprisingly, a lot of people are very happy with their weddings.
I mean, it does, as someone who has been married and has planned a wedding, it does take a lot of the pressure off to have just someone else do it.
Right? Yeah, I mean, there was this one that was underwater that was great.
I mean, I've got other wedding ideas. But that's like the dream one.
That's the dream
I've got a low budget wedding idea if we wanted to keep it cash, just a couple of friends.
Yeah. What's that one?
Oh, okay. So basically it's like a normal wedding, right? And then like you see me go, oh, and you're like, what's going on? I'm like, nothing. And then you see me walk off, right? And then you hear the sounds of swords clanging, and then whoo, and then like electricity, just lightning, just and you hear me go, oh, and then like queens, like, here we are, born to be king.
Oh, so like a wedding with a quickening? Is that what we're talking here?
Yeah.
You become a Highlander at the wedding.
Highlander theme.
You say I do for all eternity. Gotcha.
I just had a great idea. What if you had your wedding at medieval times? You have a venue, you have the people there to just basically do all this stuff for you. Like the costuming is there.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So you just do all of it there. You don't have to pay for triple the amount that you usually would.
We're holding the wedding in Minecraft VR for budgetary purposes.
All right. Anybody else got dream weddings that they want to talk about? I know I set the bar pretty high with my pirate themed one, which I'm like, that's the preferred wedding. I can settle for a Highlander themed wedding. Not as cool. Oh shit. I just realized weddings take places in churches. Churches are holy ground. If I have a quickening on holy ground, that means that Pompeii needs to happen again. So then the next part of my Highlander themed wedding is that Mount Vesuvius needs to activate and wipe out Pompeii again. It's the only way I'll accept the wedding. Thousands need to die tragically because I fought on holy ground. It's the only way.
This is perfect.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
For those of you just joining us, this is the 12th tangent we've gone on. So far, topics have included vegetables not being real, Loki's dingus, unseasoned chicken, made by a man cooking in the woods who's disappointed us all, zombie pirate-themed weddings.
We did talk a little bit about Kickstarter.
Oh, and Kickstarters.
We talked about we fulfilled our TTRPG quota. We talked about D&D Live and how they're pandering. They're pandering with getting celebrities. We even talked about what celebrities we pick if we had a choice.
That's true.
We discovered what is by far the worst D&D table of all time with Fran Dresser, Gilbert Gottfried, Bobcat
Goldthwait.
Yeah, whatever his name is. And who else has an annoying voice?
It was Riddler Jim Carrey, specifically.
Yeah, oh my god, that would be the worst table.
Imagine a table with just all of Gilbert Gottfried's characters. So you have like the Affleck duck and like
Iago.
Just like all birds. It's just
Oops, all birds.
How many birds has Gilbert Gottfried played?
Okay, but how did Gilbert Gottfried get typecast as birds?
How did we decide that, like, the animal that, like birds are known for their sweet, majestic songs and tweeting and just a beautiful sound, and somebody was just like, Gilbert Gottfried.
Jace.
I hate our audience. I fucking hate our audience. If you're watching this right now, I hate you. This is not how you grow a brand.
We love you, chat. You're great.
This is not how you get a fouling.
Oh my god. Well, that's the show.
I mean, birds of a feather do flock together.
I like how everybody's like
making... I'm actually here.
I like how everybody's like making puns and stuff, and Liam comes in like all ominous, like some birds are evil. That sounded like a warning. Some birds are evil. Lynn, what do you know?
Lynn is a cat girl, so.
Okay, that makes sense. Have it coming. I think we just end it with a flock of murder. Okay, chat, enough.
All right, everybody. So we were on the Dark Roast earlier in the episode.
Now we're in the what the fuck is going on.
Now we're in the what the fuck is going on episode. There was a segue that you had, but I diverted you off path. Card and Sideshow, welcome in, Raiders.
Thank you for joining us. I apologize for what happens next. You joining us is the high point. It all goes downhill from here, baby.
Birds are a social construct.
Birds are real.
The birds work for the bourgeoisie.
They work for the vegetables.
We've discovered that birds aren't real. We've discovered that vegetables aren't real. We've discovered that gender and sexual orientation aren't real. What's next? Am I real? Am I in social construct?
I've met you in person, so yes, you are real.
I think I'm a social construct. There never was a noir.
There never was a noir, and that's why you're an enigma.
Oh. You know what? That's a good question that I don't think we've asked, which is where'd the name Banana Chan come from? How did that happen?
Oh, it's a long story. Well, the short story is that someone called me a banana as an insult, and so I was just like, you know what? Screw you. I'm gonna call myself banana, and I'm gonna get more famous than you.
Like, somebody called you a banana as an insult?
Like yellow on the outside, white on the inside.
Oh, it's like Oreo. Okay, yeah. I got you. I've been called an Oreo a time or two.
Yeah.
It's insulting because Oreos are the inferior cookie.
AJ is going to be triggered in chat.
Oreos are disgusting, and I refuse to accept any questions on the matter.
Golden Oreo is pretty good, though.
No, they're not. You know what's good? Macadamia nut cookies, and that's it.
Of course, you like white chocolate.
I mean, they are good too.
What are you trying to say, Anita?
I know you don't like chocolate as a whole, though. Is it? Yeah,
chocolate is disgusting.
Have I signed myself on?
Ryan! AJ.
The only time Oreos are good are when they're stale. Because they get all soft and chewy. But they're still disgusting.
Signing off.
Banana Chat has left the chat.
I'll fight the whole TTRPG community. I'll say it. Chocolate's gross.
What is going on here? My heart.
I don't know.
It really, like, I'm sick of people pretending like chocolate is delicious. It's not. It's not good. It's not good. You know what bums me out? Chocolate chip cookies, because there's a whole lot of good cookie, and then you ruined it.
You like raisin cookies, though?
Yeah, raisin cookies are pretty good.
Yeah, raisin cookies are pretty good. Okay, you want to see you, Jenga?
You are sensitive. I'm being
speechless right now.
Catch these hands and lips.
The only time chocolate is good is when it's partnered with peanut butter. And I'll stand on that. Reese's are the best chocolate thing, period. Chocolate cake, gross, because it's chocolate surrounded by more chocolate. It is disgusting.
I love chocolate cake.
Chocolate chip cookies, gross. Chocolate chip ice cream, disgusting.
But cookie
fudge in general is just ugh.
This is such a controversial subject.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to just go grab something and I'll be back.
Okay, you go grab whatever you need to grab.
2 hours.
I mean, can anybody look me in the eye and tell me that fudge is actually good?
It is good.
Fudge is pretty good, but okay.
I love fudge.
Diverting back. We're gonna rein this conversation back in. Fudge isn't real either.
What?
I'm just saying shit to just throw people off course.
I'm gonna eat so much chocolate in front of Noir. That's not gonna bother me because I'm like, why are you torturing yourself? I'm gonna be eating a delectable steak, and you gonna be eating chocolate. Is just bean sauce, and beans are disgusting.
I love beans.
The only good bean is coffee beans.
Coffee is good.
And cocaine. That's it. That's the only two good things that beans have ever given.
What? Everybody, welcome to Morning Ritual. For those of you
I just watched
us.
4 people leave when I said that, and it's the greatest thing. They're just like, okay, fuck this guy. He is wilding.
I love that this is a morning show too.
Yeah,
I know.
It's a morning show run by 2 ADHD people.
Mm-hmm.
If you couldn't tell.
Like, we were supposed to get to that guy segment like 15 minutes ago.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Josh is in part 3 now.
Speaking of things that don't make sense. That guys. They don't make sense. They never do. They never have. They never will.
I said coffee beans. Anita's working so hard to make this a
I'm trying to like pull this train. I'm trying to
single-handedly fist fighting the chat. Like you heard what I said. Chaotic platypus.
Yes. Jesus.
Are you even a platypus?
And there's no such thing as a platypus. They're duck beavers.
I like platypus.
Break it. I'm sorry. Let me get one.
Why don't you introduce us to that guy segment, baby?
Huh? Where am I?
We're going into the that guy segment. Did you just black out for a little bit?
Yeah, I can. I was so busy fighting that everything just went red for a second.
he just got punch drunk for a little bit. You're back with us now, though.
I'm not even kidding. I completely dissociated so hard just now. Okay, I'm doing a morning show. Right, we got a guest and everything. Oh,
that guy portion of the show. That's where we're at.
Yes. Oh, have you been in the tabletop community long enough? I do this every week. If you've been in the tabletop community long enough, you have most likely had the misfortune of sitting at a table with that guy. If you don't know what that guy is, that is somebody who, if they were yeeted into the sun, your experience at the table would improve tenfold. If you're looking for some previous examples of the bad guys that we've experienced on this show, we have had ones as minor as a railroading DM to a biter gaslighter. That is somebody who brought a player over to help them build a character and then bit them on the neck and pretended it didn't happen. So we have seen it all from the bad to the very, very worst. So, Banana, do you have an experience with that guy in the TTRPG community?
So I think when I first started playing games or first getting into like TTRPGs and like all of that, I did have a lot of that guys. But then I realized that I don't like everyone. So I stopped playing with whoever and I stopped playing with strangers and I just started playing with people that I actually know. Unless it's like, a new convention or something and I have to run the game and I have to be like a GM or whatever. But usually it's like, I keep to myself and I don't like to talk to people.
Don't perceive me.
You can't see me, I'm not here. But previously, I did play a game called Fortune Cookie Kung Fu, where the person who... So this is actually one of the origin stories for Junksha as well, where the person who wrote the game, and like it was like one of those things where it's just like, do I say something? What do? I don't have the energy to take care of this, so I'm not going to say anything. But the person who wrote the game wanted to make a game where all the characters were named after, the dishes on a Chinese menu. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to try and get in this game and see what this is like. So I got in the game. I played a bad guy because I was really mad. I didn't like the game. I was just over it. And eventually I just left. Because it was like one of those moments where it's just like, you're so angry that you just like have no idea what's going on, because like everything is just like suddenly it's just like, you're in one spot, you're in a room for like an hour or so, and then it fills with rage, and then you're just like, how did I get here? I was just angry.
That was
wrong. I recognize those moments like 10 minutes ago. So fucking angry. I'm so fucking angry.
It was like that.
What is this show?
I'm stuck down here. Don't perceive me.
Hope someone like screen caps this. And so, yeah, like...
We got a follower for that. Yay, thank you for following us, Crafty Cole.
And so, yeah, so that was like one of those moments where it was just like, I am not happy about the situation. So I just, yeah. But mostly like recently it's a lot of like, you know, oh, you're so lucky that you're, you know, this successful, or like, I wish I was as lucky as you, like that kind of thing, where it's just like,
ooh,
you know, it's like underhanded like compliment where it's not really a compliment. It's like, oh, you wouldn't be here if you weren't so lucky or whatever.
lucky.
Yeah. So it's like that kind of comment I hear a lot nowadays.
It completely devalues all the hard work and effort that you put into what you do.
Yeah. And it's from like well-meaning people, though not really.
Are they though?
Like there's like underlying stuff, right? Like there's underlying shit that they're just like, you know, that they have themselves where they're just like, I'm going to project it to another person and assume that they got to this, you know, place in their career based on pure luck and not because of hard work.
Not because of hard work and skill.
Right, exactly. And I get that a lot from
I recently heard something in the same vein as that, which was, man, you got into gaming right when the diversity trend took off. Like, ooh, that's spicy. Again, I dissociated real hard. Like, yeah.
I'm just gonna look directly at the camera for this. Diversity is not a trend. It is the bare minimum. The bar is so fucking low, it's on the fucking floor. Okay, continue. Sorry, I just dissociated for a little bit. What happened?
Yeah, me too. I was just like, whoa. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say I did a dumb recently, which was I looked up myself in a couple of the projects I've been on Reddit, and that was a mistake because I found what I was looking for. It just made me mad. Yeah.
So for a while, people were like, I think there was this Reddit thing for Ravenloft as well. They were trying to tank the Amazon ratings, like Gamergator specifically were trying to tank the ratings on Amazon. And so we were just like, there were some chats going between like us writers, and we were just like, what do we do? I don't know. But for me, it's just like, I didn't get paid that much. I don't want to deal with this. Like, I am going to go, like, you know, do some stretches. I'm going to put on Too Hot to Handle. I'm just going to leave that with you. And, you know, if you want to be angry on Amazon, that's totally fine. But hey, you bought the book. I don't know. You paid your $1 to make it angry.
If it says if it says verified purchase, buddy, you already spent the money.
Yeah.
Like, I just, some of these people, like, I'm sure that you've had to have the same conversations that I just recently had, where a project started to get popular, and so everybody had to be pulled aside and kind of, okay, so this project is getting popular, that means that we're going to get a certain level of hate, and this is how we deal with it. Like, have you ever had a meeting like that?
Yes.
hate those meetings.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not the best. I mean, it does set expectations, which is good. And it does mean that the publisher or the people that you're working with, they care and they are going to be there to try and provide support. But at the same time, it's like not every company does that.
I didn't even consider what it'd be like if they didn't.
Yeah, and so like, how do I put this? So when companies don't do that, it does feel disheartening. That's like the thing, right? Like you feel like a sense of isolation and dread because there wasn't that put in place. And also certain people, like, when that sort of thing happens, you tend to not want to talk to the other people that are on the project team because you don't want to be perceived as the person that's making a big deal. In a professional setting, that happens a lot. When there is that expectation set where it's just like, okay, some stuff is going to happen. Let's talk about it. Let's make it like a conversation. If anything happens, we're all on the same team. At least then you have this community where you're like, okay, this thing is happening. We're talking to each other. Yeah. We have each other's backs. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I mean, yeah, it does matter that like, stuff is being said outside, but at least we're still supporting one another.
It's not like you're just being left out in the cold.
Right, exactly. And yeah, not every company does that. So it's unfortunate, but
yeah, I every now and then I'm just like, if I could spend the day as a white boy and just work on a project and not have to worry about that being part of it, wouldn't it be nice? Like the only time that I've gotten those conversations is when it's either majority BIPOC or majority femmes, because it's just like, look, if this takes off and you're the faces of it, here's what's coming. And like, it's disheartening because it's just like an extra weight that that everybody knows you gotta deal with.
It's extra emotional labor.
Mm-hmm. And it's just like, it's like you're paying a tax that nobody else has to pay to exist in this field, which we're getting into the dark roast together. Steer away! Shit!
We're going towards the whirlpool. The Kraken's coming up from the depths.
Hey, now that's awesome. This is not awesome.
We could do a subject change.
Subject change.
Fuck. The weather? Fuck. I don't know.
But. Okay. Thank you for your following, Chaotic Platypus. Oh my god.
I have a question.
What is your question?
What's your dream project? Like, like,
okay.
Money's no object. Like,
I know what mine is. I got mine off the bat because I've got a Google Doc for it and I've already started working on it a little bit. I want to make 6th edition. I've already got some notes that I'm working on. First off, max level is 30. There are no classes. There's features, and you can essentially create your own class up until level 15. Once you hit level 15, there are heroic classes that require a certain amount of features in order to take. And you can pick features by having devotion points. So each level you get a certain amount of devotion points, and different features cost different amounts of devotion points. For example, beginning features are essentially really cheap, like rage or intelligence spellcasting or charismatic spellcasting or constitution spellcasting or wisdom spellcasting. And then there's sneak attack. Sneak attack would cost a very low amount of devotion points, but upping your sneak attack costs more devotion points as you go on. So level 1, you get 1 devotion point. Level 2, you get 2 devotion points, so on and so forth. Until once you hit about level 15, you would have a class all your own. You could be a caster that has sneak attack and a very weak rage in comparison to somebody who devoted themselves to branching out that rage. So you can essentially be whatever kind of hero you want, and then the hero classes are things that are more narrative focused than mechanic focused, like pirate captain, or like legendary knight, that kind of deal, which would require like a smite ability plus a spell casting ability of some sort, however you want to cast, that's up to you, and a channel divinity ability. You would have had to have purchased that at some point to essentially make what we perceive as a paladin, and then it goes on from there. But that's just the rough idea that I have of it right now. That's what my 6th edition would look like.
That doesn't sound very much like a rough idea. That sounds like you put a lot of thought and effort into that.
Shut up.
Banana.
Make it happen.
Make it happen. That sounds great.
Okay, why 30? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you can answer the question if you like.
Why 30 levels when D&D only 10 levels are played out of 20? That's because once you hit a certain level, you do gain access to a subclass. Around 5th level, depending on the devotion points that you spent for different features, you can buy into a subclass which has a set number of features that will all collectively upgrade together, or you could keep customizing and making your own class. But if you follow the subclass, you get the benefit of them being a little bit stronger because you have stuck to this. So by the time you hit level 15, if you've completely customized, you can still buy into one of the legendary classes. But if you follow the subclass, that route is a lot easier for you, because they like a pre-built paladin subclass can lead directly into a pre-built legendary class. Yeah, that's it.
So is this all written and ready to?
Yeah. I have a Google Notes with like all of these ideas. It's all sketched out rough. For example, like all of your favorite stuff generally kicks in when you get 6 devotion points, because that's level 3. Some are cheaper than that, but once you get 6 devotion points, you should be able to get either a spell casting of your choice. Again, you can spell cast with any ability, strength, dex, con, whatever. And then you can also get like one class feature that you really like. Unarmored, like for example, unarmored strike, you can get pretty easily on, but that's different from kung fu, or not kung fu, but like martial arts, in the sense that unarmored strike gives you proficiency with unarmored striking, and you do 1d6, but it pretty much stops there. But with martial arts, it can keep going up with more devotion into it. So it's a whole thing. Bah. But I just don't like the idea that if you're a paladin and I'm a paladin, we're the same. I love the idea that you are a paladin that casts with wisdom, and I am a paladin that casts with, let's say, charisma or intelligence.
That's
like
cool, yeah.
Magic is too broad a thing to just be so uniform in my head. So blah. But that's my dream project. I would love to like do something with it, but it's just like every time that I have an idea, you'll see like I'll post it on Twitter and then I'll like put it in my Google Drive like this would be cool and I'd love to see that. So
do you know anyone who's at WotC right now or Wizard of the Coast?
No, I'm pretty sure WotC hates my guts.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure WotC has me on the "we don't fuck with this guy" list.
I don't know, because something similar happened with Asians Represent. Like, they were talking a lot of shit about Oriental Adventures, and then that whole thing happened where they were, they started working with them, so...
Well, if anybody at WotC wants to fuck with me, like, holla at you, boy. I'll sell out real quick, boy. I'll turn around in a second, like, what? WotC loves black people. What's good? Start fucking tap dance. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But that's my dream project because 5th edition is great for its accessibility, but it sucks for customization. Everybody's the same. What is your dream project?
I had 2. Okay, so one is I want a movie made for Zhangshi. That's the first one.
Yes.
And,
okay. Do you have a cast in mind?
No. I just want a movie. That's it. That's the first one. And then the second one, like, I didn't even think that far ahead. I was just like, a movie would be cool. Like, some people have like reached out to us about like maybe getting novel rights, like novelization rights.
Oh,
but then,
people have reached out to you?
Yeah, but then we're just like, I don't know, the way that so some of the agents that we looked into, they were just like not exactly the right people that we want for this IP. So yeah, because it's so specific, it's just like such a thing, right? We're like, you have to find the right person for it, basically.
Okay.
Is what we decided.
Yeah,
and
someone that's gonna honor the property and honor the people that have developed it.
Right, exactly. And then as for a second project, I always wanted to make something really immersive, like one of those those Instagram immersive experiences, but this is gonna sound terrible, but like like just liminal spaces or like places that are like apocalyptic.
Ooh.
Like each room is a different apocalypse.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm here for it.
So I went to visit Noir in the middle of the Panini, and when I came back to Canada, I had to quarantine in a hotel for a couple days. And that hotel was like a liminal space, I swear. Like, there was Christmas music playing in the middle of April. Like, just like occasionally I'd get a knock on my door and there would be food.
I secretly love places like that. Like,
I was going a little bit like loopy in it because I felt just so like single, like the only person in the universe is me right now.
Oh my gosh. That must be so weird.
Thankfully, next time I don't have to do that because I'm vaccinated.
Nice. Yeah.
Yep, you got your 5G chip.
Bill Gates.
I shot up with vegetables. Now the government knows everything.
Bill Gates sponsorship, right?
Listen, here. I'm just making the Wi-Fi signal stronger for everybody else. I don't know what the deal is.
But yeah, so like a weird space like that would be cool. Like,
Yeah.
No one would go. It's just be like 3 people. Oh.
That reminds me almost of there's a place in Los Angeles that's like that. They featured it on like a couple episodes, like on the Critical Role channel, I think. Like, it's kind of like this weird storefront, and it just gets weirder from there.
Oh, we got a place like that.
Meow Wolf?
Sort of, yeah. I think that might be it. Or 826, yeah, 826.
826.
There's a couple different 826s around the country. But yeah, they have like they'll redecorate the place with like different themes and stuff. But yeah, there's also I think an experience in Chicago like that you mentioned that where it's like there's like different hidden rooms that you can go into if you solve puzzles and shit.
So there was not too long ago. Well, actually, it was too long ago because time is pretty fucked up. There was a VTM LARP in Chicago that went to a bunch of the speakeasies that we have, which was really cool, and they like worked it out so all of the secret passwords you needed to get in were VTM related. So like there is a particular speakeasy that it looks like a laundromat. Like when you walk in, it's a fucking laundromat. You can do laundry and shit. But there's one particular set of washers and dryers that's actually a door, and you need the code to get in, and it's pretty lit. And I think the code was something Toreador based. So like you would open up the washer and then you would just slide in. Because it's not a door, it's like you open up the washer and it's a slide in the washer, so you jump in and slide down and it closes behind you and you're in a bar, and it's pretty fucking lit.
I have to be careful with those kinds of things because like some of these organizations that do this sort of thing, they turn a little culty, and I'm just like, I would join that cult in a
heartbeat. Yeah, there's a speakeasy here in town called Betty Lou's Library, and the password, it changes like every day, I think, but it's always something like book related. So when I went, it was the Scarlet Letter. And it's like you go into like this heritage building, you go down the stairs, and there's just like this velvet rope, and like a bookshelf, and like a potted plant, and then like a phone, and you pick up the phone and someone answers, and you just say the password, and then the bookshelf opens, and you go into this speakeasy, and there's like jazz music playing.
Yeah, here it is. It's the Magic Bar. So it's a bar that's also like, you know, where you do magic shows, and you get in through the laundromat.
Yeah, there's a back door. Look kind of weird for a bunch of people. Probably, yeah. There's definitely a back door to get out of there.
There's something
a bunch of people climbing out of a dryer.
We have that in New York where it's like this hot dog place. So it's like a place that has like hot dogs or whatever. And then like on the side, there's a phone booth, and it's like hidden in the corner, and you have to like go into the phone booth. It only fits like one person at a time. And you like pick up the phone, similar to what you were saying earlier. Yeah. And you just like you tell them your reservation, and then they open up the second door that's like right next to it, and you go through, and it's like a full bar.
Yeah.
Those places are so cool.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, the only way for you to get the password is for you to make a reservation with them.
There's also another one here called the Spy Bar, where it is a travel agency. And so you walk in, and there's just one desk and one dude who's like, all right, where are you trying to go? And like, if you have the code, just lets you in, and if you don't have the code, the conversation kind of goes on until he's like, so are you requiring an agent? And you're like, yeah. And he's like, all right, so let me set you up with some tests. And then they run you through like a spy test to see if you are a candidate. And it's a really simple test, but after you pass it, he walks over to the Shakespeare statue, pops open his neck, presses a button, and the entire wall just
It's so cool.
And there's a bar underneath that has like James Bond memorabilia and all sorts of cool like activities. And there's like a if you're a fan of like finding secret messages throughout all the memorabilia, there is a secret message, and if you find it, I think like you get something like either like a discount on your meal or a free drink or something like that. So you're seeing people walk all around this bar, and like you can't tell anybody what you know, and if a waiter finds you communicating with somebody, like you're disqualified. So it's a whole experience, and I love it to death.
Can we go?
Yes. I want
Absolutely.
to go to there.
Like there's so many cool bars like that in Chicago. It's ridiculous. Oh, it's called Safe House Chicago. That's what it is.
Safe House Chicago. I do have to go to Chicago one day because the Queen of Medieval Times invited me to her castle. So.
Wait, what?
So I tweeted out like a while ago that I really like Medieval Times, and the Queen from the Chicago castle tweeted back and said that I was invited anytime. So I need to go to Medieval Times in Chicago specifically for that.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm a little salty. Like, okay, why I want to be invited, Queen?
I mean, everyone's invited.
But you got invited by the Queen. But I just put in chat the Chicago Magic Lounge is just the laundromat one, and the Safe House Chicago, which is the bar, which is currently closed right now. It's the Spy Bar. It's currently closed because of the pizzeria, but I appreciate that they're being very vigilant, but you can still kind of see exactly what's there, and it's so flipping cool. Like they don't call you like a customer, you are an agent, so it's just everything is perfectly themed, and the food is really good, and they have cheap Malort shots, so I love that.
No. Malort.
No.
Yeah,
no.
What?
No.
Huh?
There's the face of someone who had Malort.
I am not falling for that trick again.
Oh, so you've experienced it.
It only happened.
It was a memory.
Malort is good and good for you. It's what gets the weakness out of the body.
Lies.
Lord, I will have you drink Malort.
It's weird because we drank Malort when I was there, and I got pretty drunk on Malort. But I was not hungover the next day.
It pulls the weakness out of you. You think that taste is bad taste? No, that is weakness leaving your body through your taste buds.
It was like, oh, it tastes like orange peels. Oh no, it tastes like Deep Woods Off. But orange peels, but insecticide.
Malort tastes like a national tragedy. Like if the Heisenberg was a flavor, it'd be Malort, and that's okay.
Malort makes you want to fight your dad.
Malort tastes like a bitter divorce.
Oh yeah.
Give him drink form.
If a bad breakup was a flavor, you know what it'd be.
You know what's up.
So bad.
It's so good though. I don't understand why people like everybody in the chat go online and order a bottle of Malort and just drink it.
You like raisin cookies?
Yeah, they're delicious.
Raisin cookies are good.
How dare you insult raisin cookies?
Raisin cookies.
It's like chocolate.
Chocolate is disgusting. But you know what's good? Malort. Just drink it. Just drink it. That's the commercial. Malort, sponsor me. I would die to have a Malort sponsorship. I'd die if I had a Malort sponsorship. All the free Malort I want I would be dead within a week because it's so good.
Oh my god. I love you all.
My taste buds are not crooked. Look, okay. All right. What do you want? Alcohol that tastes good? Is that what you're after? Is that what people want? Because if that's what you want, get Malort because it tastes good.
So bad.
Who are you gonna trust, Banana or me?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Listen. I'll give you this. The first shot of Malort might be somewhat slightly unpleasant.
So you know that we're going to be bringing a bottle of Malort when we go to Gen Con, right?
Absolutely. I already promised Kelsey, so that's happening. The first shot of Malort might be slightly unpleasant, but by your 350th, it's like water.
It's like mama's milk.
You need it to live.
It's so
You really
bad.
want to ask them? Don't ask that question. Everybody's like, I asked who do y'all trust more, Banana or me? And on my own show, everybody's picking you, Banana. Okay. Wow. All right. No, I see how y'all are, you unloyal motherfuckers.
This is how I get uninvited.
No, this is how you take the co-host seat. Welcome to the next episode of Morning Ritual with your host Anita and Banana.
Special guest, the TTRPGs. You know, small streamer.
Anita Banana. That's kind of fun to say. Anita Banana.
Not getting any flashbacks to elementary school when people would call me Anita Brain. Not at all.
Oh.
Oh, I'm gonna roast the life out of you whenever you piss me off. It sounds like somebody is in need of a break. Well, it was fun to be in a relationship while it lasted.
With you again.
Oh, this is happening again. Oh.
No, you're good. You're good. It's okay. We'll bring it back. We'll bring it back.
We're in need of a change of topic.
What's your favorite dinosaur, everyone?
Stegosaurus.
Good choice.
Mine
Mine is Triceratops.
Oh, that's a good one.
I gotta think of one.
The chat's even trying to change the subject.
What's the one with the frillies? It doesn't actually have a frill.
The one that goes.
Yeah, I like
one?
that one. But it doesn't actually do that in real life. I mean, not in real life. We all know because dead. But you know, the one in Jurassic Park, that specific one.
Which dinosaur is the one that Jesus rode to Calvary?
That's a Dilophosaurus.
I like that one.
I don't support anyone. I was just saying that the trust question is one that I don't. Dilophosaurus. Ugh, that name sounds like. Why don't we have more TTRPGs with dinosaurs? What's wrong with us?
Well, then
Have you played Dinosaur Princesses?
Wait, what the fuck is that?
You're a dinosaur and you're a princess, and your two stats are dinosaur and princess.
Okay, you know what? I asked for more dinosaur content. Now I see why we don't have one. Dinosaur Princess.
It's really fun.
It's a honey heist hack or
sounds-
a Blazes of Feelings hack.
Let's see. Who
That's
did Dinosaur
like
Princess?
I want to hate on it, but it also sounds awesome.
It's very good.
Ran a game where a Liffid put a Gatling gun on the back of a T-Rex.
Didn't you transform into a T-Rex and fight a Kraken once on stream?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did.
This could be the perfect game for you.
It wasn't very princess-like though. It was full dinosaur. Oh
I
God.
think they won an Emmy too.
Oh, sick.
Have you won an Emmy yet? I think like, or have you been like? I think
I've been nominated, but it's just like with a group. I think it was for Kids on Bikes, but like not really, because I didn't really write Kids on Bikes. Like I just wrote a thing for it.
You wrote Dads on Mowers, which is like the best
I
Kids
did
on
write
Bikes.
Dads on Mowers. There was that, and then I think I got nominated for something else with like Royal Blood with Grant Howitt, but that was like his thing. It wasn't really like my thing, you know. I just tag along to whatever people tell me to go to.
You just show up.
You know what? And that's how you do it.
Listen.
If you want to break into a TTRPG space, you
just latch on, just hold on and enjoy the ride. I mean, I was on a project that was a drive-through RPG like Electrum or whatever, and like I could technically put that in like my credentials or something, but it's just like,
yeah,
I literally wrote one thing and that was it. Like that. Technically it counts, but it's just
your
like,
name is in the credits on the book.
Technically, I'm like, there should be an asterisk on my name.
You are an award-winning game designer.
Put that
internationally renowned because
that's so cheap. That's so cheap.
Wait,
it feels like winning a game of Mortal Kombat by like squatting and kicking. It's just like I won, but like
at what cost?
Like deep in my soul, I know like you ain't about that life. Am I going to say that on my resume though? Absolutely not. I'm gonna fucking play that shit up. We out here winning. I'm the best writer ever.
Electrum selling game designer, the TTRPGs.
See that? Like, I will lie and put that on my resume, but like in my heart, I'm copper at best.
But that's how most people do it though. Like they just put that in their resume.
Yeah, I mean, somebody told me about that. Like they were just like, look, it counts.
Yeah, I mean, like, so I recently got tagged in the Diana Jones Award, and I was like nominated, but I was like, what did I get nominated for? Oh wait, it was for helping out Big Bad Con. I raised like X amount of dollars to help a fundraiser for Big Bad Con for their like POC meet and greet dinner thing. That was like all I did. Everyone else did the organizing. I just helped. I don't know why I'm tagged, but I'm going to screenshot that and I'm going to frame it and I'm going to put it somewhere because it counts.
That's the lesson of the day, kids. It counts. You take it.
Listen,
you run.
If you've got a writing credit, that's one more writing credit than I have.
I mean, you right.
These awards people, no backsies. You
can't
take
that
back.
You can't take it. Thank you for following SB Woodwork. No take backsies. That's the lesson. If we named episodes, that's what this episode's name would be. No take backsies. I mean, like Diana's reissuing Neverland, and I created a subclass for it, and it's just like Diana is brilliant. She did all the work, and anything that project gets, Diana deserves. But like I'm attached to it, so I guess I'm with it too. But it's just like
you've got stuff in a book. You've got stuff in several books. You've been working on a couple Kickstarters now. How many writing projects are you on right now? What was the last count? 6?
6. I really
That's a lot.
I really gotta get to writing. Like, I mean, people keep asking me to be on the Kickstarters, and I keep saying, yeah.
That's how it works.
That's how you do it.
Hey, until I eventually try and make my own thing. And, like, I've got ideas, but it's just like, Like, it's easy to, like, somebody's like, I got a Kickstarter, could you write something for it? It's just like, bet. Just tell me what the world's like, tell me what the mechanics are, and I got you. But it's hard to be like, here's this idea I have from zero to fruition. That's why I love doing these interviews, especially with people like you, Banana, because I'm just like, how do you do it? Because I don't understand.
I'll tell you all the secrets later.
Because it's just like, everybody has a concept. Like, okay, this we might have triggered a rant. Here we go. Everybody has a concept, right? Like, every time anybody puts an idea on Twitter, like, hey, wouldn't this be cool? There's like 9 or 10 people that's just like, I had that same idea, let's collab. And that basically means like,
always white dudes.
I wasn't gonna say that, but that basically means like, hey, can you do most of the work and then put my name on it? And it is just like, look, everybody has an idea, but what sets people like you, Banana, apart from like the people who are just like, I had that same idea, is that you will go, I have this idea, let's work on it. And let's keep doing the work until it's done. And like, that's like a fucking magic trick to me, because I'm like, okay, I also have idea. And I also wrote it down. Oh, you're supposed to keep going after that? you don't just fall apart into a ball of like depression, self-doubt, and imposter syndrome. How do you do?
Too.
Okay,
it's a part of the process.
I haven't gotten through that part yet, because it's just like, oh man, I kind of want to make my own edition of Dungeons and Dragons. Who the fuck do you think you are? Like, I almost wish I could record what my internal monologue sounds like, because it's hilarious. First off,
it's a cycle of, this is awesome, I'm awesome. This is shit, I'm shit. Oh wait, this might be kind of good. This is awesome, I'm awesome, and it continues from there.
Oh no, like have you ever seen a video where somebody just keeps roasting somebody? Like you like the roasting where the hand does this. That's how you know you're getting a good roast in there. Like, boy, if you don't sit your goofy. And it keeps going, and like, I'm laughing, I'm fine, don't worry about my mental state, I am used to being crazy. But it's just like, and it's just, you write all this stuff and you have it, it's just like, it exists, I'm happy, and then you just work on something else. Like, and that's why I love asking these questions and having these interviews, because I really am a fan of what you all do, not only because you do it well, but because you can do it at all. That's like magic.
Oh, that's really nice.
Wait, I'm nice? We gotta stop this interview. We gotta stop this. I gotta screen credit.
Back onto that chocolate rant. Back onto vegetables aren't anything.
Fudge is fake.
Vegetables aren't real.
Oh
no,
god!
Like, being your own project manager is sort of, I mean, it's hard, but like, you end up being a project manager basically for yourself and sometimes for other people. A lot of times for other people as well. But like, if you have like an idea or something, like, and you like write it down, that's like the first step, right? Like, just getting it down on paper is the first step. And then from there, it's like, what does this project look like? What do I want to do with it? How do I make a plan for how to tackle this thing? It's all fun too. I promise.
Organization.
Really? No, it's fun. I swear it is.
Like, as you were saying that, my planner just like started to appear, and I'm like, no, you get back down. You get back down there.
No, come back, planner.
It's like, use me again. And I'm like, shut up. You shut the hell up. Oh God, we're resorting to prop comedy now. We jumped the shark. We have jumped the shark. Oh, Shinobi says, I know how to get Noir back up to normal. All right, Shinobi, give me your best shot. Give me your best shot. I can't even talk anymore. Yeah, you flaked under pressure. Noir, use my diviners to organize your project. That's my new one-sheet TTRPG. Planner versus ADHD. You've got two steps.
Planner and ADHD.
Watch crew rule. Oh, fuck you, Chanel. You know what? That worked, though. You're right. That immediately reset me. You know what? Planner versus ADHD might not be so. You know what? That's probably insensitive. I need to get a sensitivity reader on that one.
See, you're project managing already.
No! We could never have banana.
I helped.
Oh my God. So let me ask you a question, and we can start to wind down here because we're already close to the 3-hour mark, which is awesome. It didn't even feel like it. I just looked at the time. I'm like, holy shit. How many projects do you have in the back pocket right now?
Oof. Okay, so I'm going to split this up into pitches and things that are in the pipeline, and then also things that are in production. So,
okay, can you tell us the difference?
Yes. So pitches are potential things that could happen.
Okay.
So the pipeline in general is just like, okay, so these are things that could happen. Maybe they have like a 10% chance of happening. These are things that, and then these are things that are in progress. And then other things that are like, okay, so we've talked to a publisher about this. They're going to take care of the rest. But then we potentially still have to do project management and whatever. So things that are in progress right now, I would say we have 3 things that are already picked up by publishers. And that's between Senphone and I, because we do design partnering stuff. So the great thing about a publisher is that they do all the heavy lifting for you. So like manufacturing, project management, all that other stuff, they take care of it. You just take a smaller cut, which is fine. Let them do it. And distribution and handling and all that stuff. If you're co-publishing, that's also cool because it's a 50-50 thing. So you're doing some of the publishing, which is like, how does this get manufactured? How do you project manage? How do you do all this other stuff? But then the other person also takes care of like the other half, right? So the other publisher takes care of like, possibly manufacturing, possibly distribution or whatever. So the stuff that you hate doing, maybe the other publisher can take it and then you get a 50-50 split. And then the last thing is just doing it yourself. So publishing, making all of that. That's like the hardest thing to do because you're making your own thing. But right now we have 3 that are picked up by publishers. I would say like maybe about 7 or 8 projects that are underway in varying degrees of like, of completion, right? So we have some that are like at 5% and then others that are like at 80% or whatever. And then there's stuff in the pitching section, which are have been sent off to or in progress in terms of pitching. So like pitching works in a way where you make some slides, you have some stuff that you really want to make, and then you send it off to a publisher and you talk to a publisher and you have like meetings and you like tell them, you convince them basically why this thing should be made or why you are the best person to work on this thing. Here are some mechanics. Here are some components. This is what I want to make. Let's do it. And a majority of the pitches are for board games versus like with tabletop RPGs, usually you have a system ready. You have like all this other stuff ready before you start your pitching. So it's like a little different in the two.
Okay.
Yeah. So and I have 15 pitches that are like in progress right now, which I should probably slow down on. But like, remember, like 15 of those, maybe only like 3 or 4 of them are going to, go through. So it's like good to have a lot.
Okay. That makes sense. And also, if I recall correctly, you have a publishing company.
Yes, I do. So I also have a publishing company. So through Game and Curry, I do a lot of publishing through that. So Deimos Academy is going to be published through Game and Curry. Game and Curry also co-published Junction Blend the Banquet Hall, and prior to that, we had published Battle of the Boy Bands, which is by Julian Yunsu Kim and Vicky Ho, and Layer by Tam Yang. We've done some board game stuff in the past.
So that means that not only are you giving out pitches, but that means you're also getting pitches as well.
Yes, but because we're so small, like we're such a small company, like it's only me and like one other person handling like everything. It's like hard for us to manage everything. So we try to limit it to like things that we are really passionate about, and usually that's just like stuff that we work on.
Okay, because I was curious, like it's kind of like you're seeing things from both angles, from the person trying to get published to the person that is, you know, being asked to publish. I was gonna ask, what side of the coin is more stressful?
I think the publishing side is more stressful. Just because you have to like, so the publisher has to take into consideration like the end customer a lot of the time, and like the end customers, like the Kickstarter backers, or like the, you know, how do I manage distribution? How do I manage wholesaling? How do I manage like all this other stuff? So there's like more stuff to think about versus like if you are pitching a thing, or if you are a designer, or if you're like, you know, doing a thing for the first time, you're gonna get some rejections, but like you don't have to invest a lot. Like there's less investment. The thing that you do have to invest is your time and sometimes a little bit of money, but it's not really like a financial thing that you have to, you know, put into it. But like it's usually like a lot of time and effort and energy that's being put into pitching.
Okay, so basically what I'm hearing is you never sleep.
I actually sleep a lot.
Oh, I love stress naps. Oh, I don't love them. They just happen. Yeah, I can't fight them.
Yeah, I go to bed at like 10. I wake up at 6.
Ugh.
I'm a morning person. I'm terrible.
My favorite thing is that with this, there's going to be a VOD of this. So if anybody ever tries to tell you that you're just really lucky, I want you to be able to show them this portion of the show where you tell them how many things you have in production and pitches and be like, tell me how I'm lucky again.
This is all work, motherfucker.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
That's one of the things that I also enjoy, is being able to talk to like people who like are doing the thing and showing like y'all are working your ass off
so hard.
Yeah.
So another thing that it was really impressive is like your games have gotten really good publicity. I can English. Publicity. Like from Critter Hug to like being featured in a bunch of like gaming articles and whatnot. I have to ask you, how the fuck are you doing this?
It is weird, right? Like I think it's weird, but it's, I mean, not that it's weird. It's just that like it's really cool that that news outlets are interested in this kind of stuff. So like,
yeah,
with the Nikkei, like that was through Twitter. Most of these are through Twitter, right? So like a lot of them, they would see like how successful a Kickstarter is going, or like they would see certain things that are just like, you know, doing really well, maybe on the trending page or something like that on Kickstarter, and they would follow it for a while, and then, you know, an interview would happen or something like that. But that's basically what it is, what it comes down to, where it's just like, yeah, like people are interested in, you know, certain projects, they would reach out to you, or you would reach out to them. Like, for example, with the Huffington Post article, a while ago, I think I saw Jeff had been commenting on Daniel Kwan's stuff, and I was just like, I sort of interjected myself a little bit. That was like a little, that was a little bit like, hey, if you ever want to talk to me, here's the thing that we're doing. Yeah, just like sliding in, like, you know, really awkwardly.
Yeah.
But like, to the point where it's like, socially acceptable, not like creepy or anything.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of that as well. And then once you gain like a bit of following, once, certain news outlets have picked you up, then like other news outlets will see it and be like, oh, we should pay attention as well.
Yeah. So I just want to say that's really impressive, and that's really incredible, and that's
Thank you.
It's been fun to watch. I think I even saw like there was an article like international that you just kind of found out was done about your game.
Yeah, that was the Nikkei. So we someone on Twitter reached out to us, both Sanfona and I, and we messaged them back, and we just like went back and forth on like questions, answers.
Yeah.
We had like a video call. It was like nerve-wracking, but also very exciting. It was cool.
That's so cool, though.
Yeah.
All right, so I think that's a perfect place for us to cap for today. This was awesome, and thank you again for stopping by. I love the chat, and I just love seeing how it's all put together. This has been really incredible. Anything you all want to say before we're off?
Thank you so much for having me again. This was super fun. I mean, I love hanging out with both of you. This is great. I'm not going to take you up on the Malort, but one day we should go to medieval times.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. How about you, Anita?
I actually, you know what? I've got a couple things to announce. So I am, going to be on Tall Squall's channel every Tuesday from now until like the next 7 weeks, doing The Hollowed, which is a D&D live stream. I play Elspeth Carter, a Divine Soul Sorceress. So check that out. Also coming to this channel specifically, we're going to have 2 new shows starting in August. We have a show that I will be running and GMing for the first time. I'm going to be GMing a Fear Itself campaign called The Growing of the Dim, which is going to be rural supernatural horror, and I'm very excited to get started on it. I've got so much writing done so far. And then other one that we did, we just finished accepting pitches, and we decided that the next one that we're doing is going to be, we're going to bring on Avalon, or A Cat Attack on Twitter. And Avalon is going to be running a Humblewood game on Wednesdays for us, starting in starting in August. So just a short 6-episode little mini campaign miniseries that can get you through the rest of the summer months. So yeah, stop by and check those out.
All right. Very excited for that. If you want to find what I'm on, just check out my pinned Twitter post. Other than that, yeah, you all have a great Saturday.
Yeah, we're going to go on a raid. We're going to raid into Persephoroth because Michael Wayne just spent those channel points on Guide the Raid.
Okay.
So we're going to go say hi to Seppi. Thank you all so much for stopping by. And Banana, thank you so much for hanging out with us again. 2 weeks in a row.
Much.
Thank you so much for having me.
You are our third two-time guest. Two-time.
We got to start making belts for people. Yeah. Let's see, who are the 3? We've got Latia,
D,
and now Banana.
Belts.
Heavyweight belts.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for stopping by. But until next time, the ritual has concluded. See ya.
See ya.